happy Saturday to us. I think this will actually be going up. I don't know, it may go up next Saturday. But we are headed to the Rhealana's consignment to get Willow's clothes, mainly like dress clothes. So Michael's actually going with me today. I'm surprised, but his plans got canceled, so he's headed out. Day in, day out, it's the same road we're walking down. Same job, same town, 'cause we've been told that's the way our world goes round. Walking on the grounds we've always known, stepping on the footprints in the snow. But when it melts, the other ways will show. We're gonna make the footsteps on our own. That life can wait, just for a while. That life can wait, so take that aside and just go You want a drink? No?
No. No. Oh, this. Oh, take a bubble. I want to come on. Oh, oh.
Good Monday morning, everyone, which I don't know when you'll actually see this, but it is Monday for me right now. And if you can't tell by the fact that I'm still in a robe and still looking slightly disheveled, we are getting over like sinus infections and like a cold. Nothing super major, but actually at the point you will have seen this, you will already have seen my spring decorate with me, but I had so much going on last week that I actually ended up having to finish that vlog out and doing like a tap to decorate, because it was just, I had too much going on, and I'm like, it's not priority to stress about doing it. It's more or less to get it done and enjoy doing it. So anyways, we went out this past Saturday to the Rhealana's consignment, and I told my husband we were out we had to get out and get in the car, and then we had to walk inside the building. It was a little bit of a walk from the car to the building, and I told him like after about 10 minutes of being out, I was like, I feel my throat and nose starting to like burn and tickle, like that horrible pollen feel. And I told him, I said, I really hope not, but I kind of feel like I'm about to get sick, like with allergies. And sure enough, that night I started feeling pretty rough. And then yesterday, Sunday, my throat was so raw, sore feeling. It was pretty bad. And then Willow has had the sniffles and having to wipe her nose a lot and just congested. I know it's just our allergies. She did just come from the pediatrician a few days back, but I'm just going to try to work the next few days. I have some cleaning I need to do around the house, and then I'm going to work on getting, I think I have 2 vlogs to edit and get up. So I'm going to be working on that. And then we're supposed to have therapy for Willow this Thursday. She's supposed to start therapy for just general walking and learning to actually take steps with her ankles straighter because she doesn't have any issues necessarily. They're just trying to be preventative. And we also did end up getting her a appointment with Shriners. So I actually was a patient there when I was a baby for a little while. So we do have an appointment for that. That's in a few weeks. So I'm trying to make sure we all get better before then. So that is my goal for this week. And Willow is down for her nap right now, and she is not taking it. I think she's been down for about 30 to 40 minutes now. She's just walking around her crib and giggling and stuff. So may end up being a stressful day. I went ahead and made some coffee, and I've already had some caffeine this morning because I figure it's going to be a longer day. But I'm going to hurry up and tackle this mess that I have around the house, and then try to work on getting those vlogs up. And then in a few days, I may actually film that. I'm going to do a really good sanitizing in the house. I'm going to carpet clean and just spray stuff down with Lysol and just do a really good, I guess, refresh of the house after, you know, everything that's gone around, and just give a good deep clean and I guess spring cleaning. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this before I have to get her up from her pretend nap. So I figured I would just throw in this quick recipe. I have a little glass casserole dish that I'm going to coat with this non-stick Baker's Choice spray. Just give it a good coating. And then I have a bowl with some old stale bread that I have shredded up to about a 1-inch, I guess, size piece or cube, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people, when they make this recipe, do bigger pieces, but this is going to be a sausage breakfast casserole or breakfast strata. So I always just take the leftover pieces of bread and keep it in the freezer for using in breakfast casseroles or for like my Thanksgiving dressing. I never use fresh bread, so I think this was actually about 8 pieces of bread. I don't have an actual written recipe because this does come out differently every time. I was just trying to hurry up on this day and throw something together quick for us to have for breakfast for a few days because we weren't feeling that great at this point. So I shredded all of the bread up and it filled this little casserole dish up. Excuse my voice, y'all. Some of this is voiceover, some of it is not. The part that's not, you'll probably know because I sound a little stuffy from getting over a cold. So now in this little bowl that I had the bread in, this is actually another easy thing about this recipe is you don't need a lot of dishes, so it's minimal mess. But in this bowl, I'm going to mix some eggs up, and then I will list the other ingredients and what I do, and then show before I assemble it. Hey, does anyone else watch Call the Midwife on Netflix? I just realized they put season 10 on here, and I am obsessed with this show. So now I have a show to watch while doing meal prep. I'm just kind of doing my own take. This is like a breakfast strata or casserole, whatever you want to call it. So for the meat, I'm just going to use this Eckrich smoked sausage, and I may cut up just a little bit more than this. I don't know. You can just do this to taste, or you could skip the meat altogether. I've used different kinds of sausage, but I'm just cutting them into little rounds and then cutting them into quarters. And then I'm going to saute this in a skillet just until it's to my light brownness. And then once that's done, I will toss it over in here with this bread, and then we will actually move on to the egg mixture. So my sausage got a little bit more brown than I would like, but it's okay because you won't really notice in there. So I'm just going to toss this in there now. Okay, and then I'm going to take the 3 eggs. These are farm eggs from my in-laws, and crack them in the bowl that my sausage was in. And then add a can of cream of mushroom. I'm going to just mix this all in one bowl, and then add about a 1/4 cup of milk, I think, maybe half a cup. And then I'm also going to add some seasonings to this. And then I add a 1/3 cup of milk, and then I use my seasoning to taste. I never measure my seasonings. If you've been around for a while, you know this. I'm going to start with some sage just to give it that breakfast sausage taste, and then some garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, and then a dash of black pepper. So this is the egg mushroom soup mixture. It's all mixed up. And I have about 2 ounces of cheese right here. I may end up needing more, but I'm going to cut this into some small cubes and then kind of push it down in between this and then pour this over the sausage and bread mixture.
We're up to date with all vaccinations and boosters. Sorry, yes. You need to set a good example to all your patients, particularly mothers.
Okay, so I tucked the cheese into the mixture, and I think I'm going to end up wanting a little bit more, so I may sprinkle some more on top. But I'm just going to pour the egg and soup mixture over this now. And now that the egg mixture is over the top, I just kind of like pull it back here and there just to make sure that it soaks through all the way to the bread on the bottom, because you're wanting this to become like a dough essentially. And this is mostly for looks, but I like to sprinkle a little bit of parsley over the top. And I'm going to go ahead and use this little bit of shredded cheese that I had, since I think we're going to want a little more anyway. And I'm going to cover it and put it in the fridge overnight, and then in the morning I will pull it out and put it into a cold oven and bake it. And this should be several servings of breakfast for the 3 of us. Tuesday morning, everyone. You can't tell, I'm still not 100%. At this point, it's mainly just sneezing and having to blow my nose. I know it's just allergies, and the weather doesn't help any. It's actually super rainy outside today, and last night we had really bad weather. Supposedly we had tornado warnings and everything, but we took NyQuil and we went to bed, so we didn't know anything about it. But it's actually kind of cold in here, even though it was almost 80 degrees yesterday. So I'm going to kick the heater on a little bit, but I'm about to pull that breakfast casserole out of the fridge, and I will let y'all see what it looks like. And then I'm going to put it in a cold oven, not a hot oven, because obviously you don't want some cold glass going into a hot oven. It would probably explode. So I'm going to put it in the oven cold. I'm probably going to do 350, and I'm going to start off at about 28 to 30 minutes. It may end up needing a little longer than that, but I just want to do a little bit at a time, and then I will update like the cook time and all at the end. So this is what it looks like after being in the fridge overnight. The egg and milk and soup mixture has just been absorbed into the bread, and now it's more of a casserole style. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see this, but I knew I wasn't crazy. I've been feeling like this corner over here was dimmer than normal, and my husband said it wasn't. But I just saw this light kick up and go brighter and then darker. So yeah, now one of my light bulbs is probably going out because I knew that was happening. So super random, but now we have a hom instead of a home. I keep bumping this E that is supposed to be here whenever I'm cleaning out Willow's high chair mess. So now I have to hot glue this back together again, and actually this piece up here has been glued 3 times, or this will be the 3rd or the 4th time, and now the bottom part broke too, so yay. Okay, I got it glued. I don't think you can tell it's been broken 4 times, but I went ahead and put a screw underneath the bottom because I'm tired of it falling, and I'm going to put a little dot of white paint on it where you can't see it, but we officially live in a home and not a hom again. Okay, so I done 350 for 30 minutes, and this is what it looks like. But y'all have to ignore Willow. She's being a little bit dramatic today. But I think I want it to cook a little bit longer because this is not quite where I want it to be. So I basically just run my fork through it, and if it feels really soft, I want to cook it a little bit longer. So I'm probably going to put it back in there for about 8 to 10 more minutes. And I'm sure it'll be done by then. Okay, so once it's done, I like to fluff it up, and you can kind of see this is what I like on the bottom. It gets a little browned like a crust. So I kind of fluff it up a little bit to loosen that bottom. And a lot of people would go ahead and just eat it like this, but when I have made it, we liked it a little more firm. So this is the proper way to eat it, is with it a little soft. But I'm going to put it back in the oven for about another 6 or 7 minutes. But I'm going to loosen the crust from the bottom first. That way that doesn't continue to cook and the softer, wet spots actually cook more. So this probably looks gross, but I promise it's good. I'm not going to show this, but this is my first time cooking a, I guess, fresh chicken. This is one my father-in-law gave us last year, so I'm just going to put it in a pot and simmer it all day. And make like some broth with some celery and maybe some carrots or something, and make chicken and rice with it because we're all not feeling the best right now. You want a bite? Yum yum. You like it? Got a runny nose. She has a bruise on her cheek because she fell on that little school bus the other day. Huh. It just don't want to go away. Is it good? You want more? More? Okay. Yum yum. So this is another way, don't mind that drawer open back there. I had to get my glue gun out earlier. But this is another way that I call like a no waste meal. So I don't really, other than like the soup, I don't really go out of my way to make this. It's more or less when I have bread left over, or maybe we have an excess of eggs, I use it. And you really could even make this without the meat. So y'all, what is this? What is going on here? Anyways, so you really could even make this without the meat, or use any meat that you had, which is kind of what I done. So if I see that I have some in the fridge that needs to be used up, or something in the freezer, I'll just use a little bit of it. And what I normally do for the bread, and this is the same thing that I do when I make like our Thanksgiving dressing, I just throughout the year, like I save the heels and the old pieces of bread, and I freeze them in a big bag in the freezer. And when I get ready to make it, I just pull those out, because stale bread actually works better, and then there's less waste because nobody really eats the heel of the bread. So that is a tip and a recipe for a no waste, low cost meal. So I'm sitting here editing the vlog, and I realized I never done an outro or just ended the vlog for the day, but I guess y'all probably understand because we were sick, and it wasn't like I was trying to vlog. It was more or less that I went in there to make the breakfast casserole, and I was like, I might as well go ahead and share that. But anyways, thank y'all for watching. I'm sorry this was probably a boring vlog, but that's just what it's like when you're sick and you have no motivation. But we are better now. I still have a little bit of a leftover like cough and scratchy throat, but honestly it's probably just from the pollen period, because I go outside and it comes back pretty much immediately. But let me know if y'all try that recipe out, or try something similar to it. I guess it's not really full-fledged, not really a complete recipe, but I don't always follow that. Like, I don't go I think that's how I am with most recipes. I don't really follow a strict routine. I don't measure a lot of things. It's kind of, that's what I feel like is more like cost effective cooking, is not always like following a recipe so much as looking what's in your fridge left over that's about to get tossed, or when you get something on sale and you need to use it up, or shop your shelves, look in your pantry, see what you have, and add it to it. That's really what I do with probably 3/4 of the meals that I make. So when I make vlogs like this, I either have to realistically show how I cook, which is like how I just showed, pretty much just kind of like tossing things together, or I have to actually sit down and really figure it out. And now that I am also calorie counting, I am sitting down and planning out recipes a little bit more just so that I can get an idea of like the calorie range. So that will help me in the future upload vlogs. I know I actually do have 2 or 3 more recipes right now that I'm currently sitting down tonight to edit everything in my phone. So I do have 2 or 3 more recipes that I will be uploading soon in a vlog, and those will be a little more scripted, I guess, where y'all can follow along if you want to try them. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment and just say hi, or if you're new, introduce yourself. I love to see that everyone's still here and still active. So I am going to finish editing this vlog and finish writing out the recipes for my next vlog, and maybe get another one edited, get the kitchen cleaned up for the night, and go to bed because I'm tired from cooking, cleaning, and editing all day.